Hello everyone, welcome to Gamer Evolved. I am Bill, and today I'm here with the Elder Scrolls Online, and I wanted to share with you guys a tank build that I've been working on for quite some time. He is definitely designed for survivability as well as some crowd control, mostly for high-end PvE content is what we're doing with him. As you can see, he's definitely health-based, not too much on the magic and stamina. As you see his attributes, 64 points in health, nothing in magic and stamina. And the reason for that is as a tank, I just didn't want to die. So I put everything into health, built him around that. Let me show you guys. As you see, his spell resistance and physical resistance pretty high. That's normal, no buffs. Just his normal build. Now, if I want to come out and all I have to do is hit the heavy armor ability here, you can see his spell resistance and physical resistance jump way up. So that's what I'm going for with this guy. So let's get into the meat of it, which is the skills. First skill, one-handed shield, ransack. And the reason we use ransack is for the taunt, obviously. I prefer this one to inner fire because it also does do some uh, minor resolve for me as well as major fracture to the enemy. So I think that's a really good taunt move for a tank, so that's the one I chose to use. I also use Choking Talons, which is from the Draconic Power skill line. And the reason for this, reducing the enemy's damage by 15%. That's always a good thing. Next on the list, I do use a couple armor abilities, and I'll tell you why in just a second. Unstoppable from the heavy armor, as you can see. Let me show you a little something right here. Just by activating that particular ability, I can go in my character. Look at the spell resistance and the physical resistance. It's insane. He is just untouchable in just about any situation. So I really, really like those moves. Uh, Obviously, another reason I use them, we'll get into the gear in a minute, but as you can see, I'm using the Armor Master and the 5-piece bonus on that. While you have an armor ability slotted, increase max health, and when you activate that ability, you see what you gain from the physical and spell resistance for 10 seconds. So very handy, very handy. Alright, back into the skills. After Unstoppable, from the heavy armor skill line, we're going to go back up into the Earthen Heart, and we got Igneous Shield, which is the morph of Obsidian Shield. But as you can see, the reason we use that, a very good shield for me and my allies. My own damage shield absorbs 100% additional damage, plus I gain Major Mending. So that Major Mending, not to mention the healer in the dungeons that's healing me, my next ability also goes with that, and that is one of the more important moves, Dragon's Blood. Now, you can use Coagulating or Green Dragon Blood, it really doesn't matter. I prefer the Green Dragon Blood because of the stamina recovery. So I use that, and I'll show you my champion points soon. My Dragon Blood is really effective because I have 100 points in Blessed in the champion, but we'll get into that in a minute. Alright, on my back bar, we start with, I just recently put on Caltrops just in case I'm on my back bar and I want to do a little bit of crowd control. Obviously that comes from the Assault skill line. As you can see, I just opened it up. I was running, if I remember correctly, defensive, I think it was defensive posture, and I had it morph to absorb magic right there in the one-handed shield. But I decided to go with some Caltrops just for some extra crowd control. Next on the list we have, I believe, is Draw Essence, maybe? I think it is. Let's check. That is definitely Draw Essence, even though it's not showing up. There it is. So with Draw Essence, anything to give you back some health with a tank build is definitely nice. I try not to have the healer worrying too much about me. I like to survive on my own. And you can see what it does here. It gives a little flame damage, but the healing is what we're looking for, so that's why we use that. The next ability I have, I actually got another armor ability on, specifically because of that Armor Master gear that I'm wearing. So as you can see, I morphed it to Shuffle, and it's nice because it can get you out of the snaring effects and things like that. I don't use it a lot. It's really just slotted on my bar for the Armor Master skills. So, yeah. And let's see what we have after that. I believe is Hardened Armor, which is definitely a good skill for Dragon Knights. You do get the physical and spell resistance, basically the same thing that Unstoppable gives me on the other bar, but just in case I'm on this bar, um, trying to do a little bit of survivability, he's got that. And last on the list is Resolving Vigor from the Assault skill line. Like I said, anytime you can heal yourself, that's a good thing. So there we go. And as far as ultimate goes, I actually got the same ultimate on both bars, and we are running with the Warhorn. I actually am running with Sturdy Horn at the moment because that gives us physical and spell resistance to your allies, and as you can see, increases max magic health and stamina for me and my allies by 10%. So, and it is 40 seconds, so you really can't beat that. Either morph on the Warhorn um, is just fine. So, either one you want to go with. Now let's get to the gear, and the gear we're running with. I run sword and board in both hands. You see, I got White Strike. I get a two-piece set no matter which bar I'm on, and that was just for the extra health. And I do run a monster gear set. I run Malabat the Scourger. For one thing, it looks extremely cool, but the one-piece item gives us the max health and a beam that steals health. And like I said, anytime I can get some extra health as a tank, I do try to do that. And you can see while the beam is out, 30% increased healing from all sources, and that includes my Dragon's Blood as well. So that is why I use that. We also have the Armor Master. We're going with the 5-piece set. Um, Really, it just kind of speaks for itself tank wise. You got max health, you got physical resistance, you got spell resistance, you got max health just for having an armor ability slotted. And when you activate that ability, you see you gain the 53-32 physical spell resistance for 10 seconds. So that's why we have an armor ability on both bars. If you don't have Malabat the Scourger, you could go with the Engine Guardian set because it really helps with the resource management, because using the Dark Talons and the Dragon Knight shields does take some magicka. So Engine Guardian's not bad, and of course Bloodspawn, not a bad set either. So any of those three monster sets will work just fine. If you don't have access to the monster gear sets, I would recommend Hisspark, White Strike. Those two are pretty good for tanking. I really can't think of another set I'd rather have other than those two. So that's what we got for gear. Champion points. Champion points. The cap right now is 501 on what you can use, and I think I'm only at 4. I'm only at 408, so I'm getting there, but not quite there yet. So let's take a look at what I do with mine. The Steed. Uh, I look at all these passives and I try to think, well, I bash sometimes, you got your shield expert, and as far as the tank goes, this looks like the right skill line to be putting some points in. The reinforced passive, you get the damage shield every 10 seconds just for blocking. So I just put 40, 40, and 40, 120 points, and you get the spell resistance and the amount of damage you take from crits, and of course the reduced cost of blocking. So you can't go wrong there. The extra points I've been starting to put into these three, just because a little extra defense never hurts. And over here we got heavy armor and bastion. So just kind of distribute your points among those in the warrior tree. In the thief tree we have tenacity and healthy. Those can never hurt. The other two, I'm kind of going back and forth. A little hybrid build is what it looks like, because between the blocking and the ransack, and then like I said, the talons and the shields, that's why you want some for the magic and cost reduction. Very helpful. And in the mage, I definitely recommend putting 100 points in bless. I know you're not a healer, but you are healing yourself. Trying to have some survivability on your own, huge deal as a tank. Take some of the weight off the healer, And so after those 100 points there, I figure melee weapon. I'm doing a lot of light and heavy just to keep my resources going and help build my ultimate. So I just kind of threw it in there. I didn't see a point for any of the other stuff because I'm not trying to do damage, so there's no point in putting them over here. I just, like I said, want to stay alive, want to get a little crowd control and buff my allies. And I'd like to show you some of him in action. I plan on putting that up in another build. But that is my tank build, guys, and I hope you found it enjoyable. Hope you found it helpful. If so, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Always very appreciated. And for all your ESO builds, keep coming back.